Hi. This morning I saw a meme on Facebook that said, "Count your rainbows, not your thunderstorms," attributed to Alyssa Knight. And we certainly are surrounded by thunderstorms with COVID and related stress, and the political thunderstorms around us, not to mention the many stressors just of everyday life. There's certainly something to be said for looking for the rainbows, looking at positives, although not in a Pollyanna-ish way. Is that a word? If it is, it's too hard to say. So I thought today would be a good day to talk about seeing rainbows, also known as gratitude. Several years ago, I read a book by Anne Voskamp called 1,000 Gifts. Surely we can come up with 1,000 reasons for gratitude, which is what she did in her book, wrote down 1,000 things. Gratitude is considering the gifts we already have. Anne's first few in her book are morning shadows across old floors, jam piled high on toast, the cry of a blue jay high in the spruce. Number 243 is clean sheets smelling like wind. 244 is hot oatmeal tasting like home. 245 is bare toes in early light. So maybe it's about noticing the simple things and appreciating them and being grateful. Then one of my favorite worship songs is called 1,000 Reasons, Bless the Lord. Surely our hearts can find 10,000 reasons to bless the Lord, to give thanks, to be grateful. And I think we often don't do that very well. Being grateful means being content with what we have and with the gifts we have been given. It's not about wishing things were different. It's about accepting life on life's terms. Because we can't change the past. It's not about wanting and acquiring things to enhance our lives. Being grateful is about being grateful for every aspect of our lives, just as it is. In recent years, there's been a lot of scientific studies on gratitude. One study evaluated over 1,000 people ages 8 to 80 who practice gratitude. And here are some of the benefits. Physically, grateful people have a stronger immune system. They're less bothered by aches and pains, have lower blood pressure, exercise more, and take better care of their health. And they sleep longer and feel more refreshed on awaking. Psychologically, grateful people have higher levels of positive emotions. They're more alert, alive, and awake. They have more joy and pleasure in life, and they're more optimistic and happier. Socially, grateful people are more helpful, generous, and compassionate. They're more forgiving, they're more outgoing, and they feel less lonely or isolated. One writer, Robert Emmons, said that gratitude has two components. First, it's an affirmation of goodness. There are good things in this world, and we acknowledge and recognize these gifts. Of course, this doesn't mean that life is perfect. We can't ignore the bad things, because there are bad things, horrible things, burdens and hassles. But taken as a whole, gratitude encourages us to identify some of the goodness, some of the gifts in our lives. The second part of gratitude is recognizing the source of this goodness as being outside of ourselves. True gratitude involves a humble dependence on others, and especially on God, a higher power, the giver of all good gifts, both great and small. Living a life of gratitude transforms our lives. Emmons suggested 4 ways that this occurs. Gratitude allows us to celebrate the present moment. It makes us appreciate the value of what we have. When we appreciate the value of something, we get more benefits from it and are less likely to take it for granted. Gratitude allows us to participate more fully in life. We notice the positives more and become participants in our lives instead of mere spectators. Number 2, gratitude blocks toxic negative emotions such as envy or resentment, regret, emotions that can destroy our happiness. Gratitude may even reduce the frequency and duration of clinical depression. Think about it. We can't be envious and grateful at the same time. These are incompatible feelings. If you're grateful, you can't resent someone for having something that you don't. Studies show that people who have high levels of gratitude have low levels of resentment or envy. Grateful people are more stress resistant in the face of serious trauma, adversity, and suffering. If people have a grateful disposition, they recover more quickly. Sounds like resilience to me. Gratitude gives us a perspective from which to interpret the negative things of life and to help guard against post-traumatic stress or lasting anxiety. Grateful people have a higher sense of self-worth. When we are grateful, we have the sense that someone is watching out for us. Someone has provided for our well-being, or we notice a network of events or relationships, past and present, that helped get us where we are today. In contrast, people who are ungrateful tend to be characterized by an excessive sense of self-importance, arrogance, vanity, and an unquenchable need for admiration and approval. They expect special favors and feel no need to pay back or forward. Looking out for number 1, it's narcissistic, resulting in spiritual blindness. When we are focused on ourselves, we think the world owes us a living, owes us things. A sense of entitlement and self-absorption are impediments to gratitude. You don't feel grateful when you do receive what you think you have coming because, after all, you have it coming. Counting blessings will be ineffective when grievances outnumber the gifts. So when I'm counseling or supporting people who are struggling with self-esteem issues or a lot of negative self-talk or even feeling distant from God or just struggling in some way, I encourage them to start a gratitude log. Get yourself a notebook that may be a simple notepad or a pretty journal and write down 3 things you are grateful for every single day. And it has to be 3 new things every day. At the beginning, it's pretty easy, but after you get through the obvious things, you might have to get a little more creative, noticing the little things in life, like Ann Voskamp did in my earlier example. Jam piled high on toast. I hope it's strawberry jam. Oatmeal tasting like home. Clean sheets smelling like wind. I commend to you the practice of gratitude. Try it for 30 days. Just 3 things a day. You will begin to see the beauty around you, and I'm confident you will be changed. So start counting rainbows instead of thunderstorms. Thank you.